Replay is sponsored by Brancalonia.
Brancalonia is the all-Italian setting for the 5th edition of the world's most popular fantasy role-playing game. Set in a topsy-turvy version of medieval Italy, this unheroic, picaresque, and roguish world quotes, collects, and mixes references from contemporary Italian fiction and pop culture. You get the likes of the wooden puppet from Pinocchio, the half-demon Malebranche from Dante's Inferno, or even the Puss in Boots, some even as playable species. Spaghetti Fantasy is a low-magic, gritty fantasy with little money for special effects, whose atmosphere is very similar to spaghetti western movies, but with swords instead of guns. The tone is lighthearted, its protagonists are neither heroes nor anti-heroes. They are knaves with little will to fight, chicken thieves, bandits with a heart of gold. After triumphing at the Emmy Awards in Indianapolis, gold for Best Electronic Book, silver for Product of the Year, Best Writing and Best Setting, the fantastic world of Brancalonia returned to Kickstarter with 3 new volumes at the community's request. The Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer, the Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary, including recipes for cooking monster meat and managing its side effects, and a compendium of adventures. Intrigued? Play Brancalonia and other Acheron games like Lex Arcana and Inferno on Start Playing Games, October 1922.
I took the lead. Somebody's heart.
Years ago, we played a game. We recorded that game and shared it over the airwaves of a high school radio station. WKEY AM 1360.
People listened. So did other things.
20 years later, we were invited to play a live reunion show for the hardcore fans.
Little did we know, this time, the game was real.
In this world, the players are confronted with their truest desires
and deepest fears.
And only they can decide when the game is over.
Welcome to Replay.
My name is Haley, my pronouns are she, any, and I am playing Rory, the Fool.
My name is Jen De La Vega. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Fern, the Dictator.
My name is Alex, my pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Andrea, or Andrea, the Emotion Knight.
My name is Banana Chan. My pronouns are she, they, and he, and I'm playing Deliria, the Godbinder.
My name is Kappa. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Lucas, the Neo.
And my name is Aram. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Jacob, the Master. Welcome to Replay, Chapter 2.
Compression.
All right, so before we jump right into a character, what is the name of the bar we are all gathering at? And what kind of bar is it?
It's like a seaside bar name.
It's like a seaside hotel bar.
It's just called Ahoy.
But it doesn't have any nautical theme inside it.
Because that's everything else in town.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just called Ahoy, and then on the inside it looks like a TGI Fridays. In fact, it was a TGI Fridays. It closed. The owner bought it, changed almost nothing, and called it Ahoy.
That's all you need.
Fried fish baskets, things like that. Like, it's not high end. It's all very just get in, get out. But there also is a bar area with seating that's not terribly busy. Who arrives first?
Andrea.
Right. You're there when Jacob gets there.
Andrea has been there, but Andrea tries not to be seen by Jacob. It just like is sitting at the table, sees Jacob come in, rushes away, pretends to come in after Jacob to not be too eager.
When Jacob comes in, Jacob looks good, you know, head shaved, beard's trimmed within a couple days, got the blazer, the Vibe t-shirt, the jeans on, looks good, but is distracted. Clearly hasn't slept in a few days. Big bags, larger than usual underneath Jacob's eyes. Looks tired and a little worried, but takes the main table, orders a drink and just sits down at the head of it alone. There's just something about Jacob sitting at a table alone that just feels a little sad and looks a little right.
Jacob. Jacob?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, Andrea, yes?
You're the first person who got that right. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw the little line.
It's more of a, like a R, is a Andrea, but it's fine. It's fine.
Andrea.
That's a bit too much. It's fine. It's okay. It's good. Yeah, it's just. I'm sorry. It's just so amazing to be here. I can't believe, like.
It's great to see you again. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you been?
Good.
I've been great. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I get you? Should I get something for everyone? I mean.
Oh, no, no. Someone will come. Just have a seat. We'll just order. You know.
Okay. I'll just. Yes. Ha.
Jacob, he like leans back and like signals, like, please come here and give us alcohol. Who arrives next?
I think Fern walks in with her handbag. She takes her glasses off and they're on a chain. And she nods at the table. Oh,
Andrea.
Hey, Fern.
Fern. Hey, it's Jacob. See? Fern. Come sit.
I see that, dear. And
we have met. Hey, good to see you, Fern.
Hello. And she looks you up and down like a little judgmental aunt, but is very kind to you.
Looking just for ways you can help, really. Not out of judgment.
Something is out of place, and she puts her handbag down, looks at the bartender. My regular, please.
So you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it good? Like, do you recommend anything? I mean, I'll take anything. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just so excited.
I am currently drinking Yar Old Fashioned, which is an old fashioned with a little bit of sea salt. No, it's not good.
Okay, but the pun's pretty good.
No, dear, I only come here from Arnold Palmer.
They do make a great Arnold Palmer. There's a golf course nearby, and they've got a few things down.
Well, Jacob?
Yeah.
Haven't seen you?
I haven't been seen by a lot of people. It's really good to see you, though, and thanks for coming. This means a lot.
I wouldn't miss it.
I think Deliria walks into the bar next. And she looks across the room and sees Andrea.
Very frantically waving Andrea.
Also sees Fern and sits down away from Fern next to Andrea.
Andrea is trying to not be perceived while also excitedly, visibly shaking.
Deliria switches spots and sits next to Jacob. Hi, what's everyone drinking?
I'm drinking a terrible old fashioned. Do not drink this. It tastes like salt and for some reason molasses.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It'd be great for candy. It's not so great for a drink. Not great for whiskey.
Do you think they have like a cocktail menu or something?
Yeah, and it grabs like, it's got a big, huge, wooden wheel on the cover, and all of the drinks are like Yar and pirate rum and,
Avast.
There's a house rum. Yeah, Avast.
Is there like a Ahoy Cosmo somewhere? You think so?
Yes, there is a pirate punch, which is their Ahoy Cosmo. Yes.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. I think I'm gonna go for a pirate punch.
Yeah, it tastes like high C with a shit ton of alcohol.
I am going to order that.
It comes in a ridiculous glass with like a whole pineapple hanging off the edge and a bunch of shit in it. Like, it is a show.
Oh.
3 of them bring it to the table. Wow. They'll have a little Yar, with it, and then plunk it down. Here's your booty. Enjoy.
3 dead-eyed employees having to give a little show for you.
Andrea is singing along and he knows all the words.
Oh, wow.
Just like very quietly, just like...
Rum for all and all for rum. And puts down the drink.
I did not expect all of that.
No one does. For $8, no one expects all of that.
bang for your buck, right?
Jacob actually likes it. Despite himself, he's smiling. He's always loved kitschy shit like this. Who arrives next?
I assume it would be me. I do not foresee Lucas being even on time.
Yeah. Minimum half an hour late. I even thought, okay, we'll meet at 7, but I'm gonna say 6:30, and he's still half an hour late.
Rory will arrive still in business clothing, like a knee-length plaid skirt and a thick belt and like a white button-up shirt and like a big statement necklace.
Everything has at least a little bit of shoulder pads.
A little bit,
yeah.
right? Come on. Gotta have a little bit of fun.
Hey, Rory.
Jacob, it has been so long. And also, yeah, hi. I don't think she knows who Andrea is.
This is Andrea. Put the show together. Well, found all the tapes for the show, saved it basically.
That was you.
I mean, obviously I couldn't have done any of it without Fern. So it's like, kind of like a mentor to me in some ways. But yeah, I put it out there.
She raises her glass at you and she's closing her eyes.
Jacob completely misunderstands it and reaches forward and cheers you. Yes, cheers. Cheers to all of you. Good to see you all again. Well, most of you.
Is Lucas coming?
Yeah, no. Lucas promised me he's coming. I'm sure he's just busy and running a little bit late.
Because it wouldn't be the same without. I mean, it's not that obviously all of you, all of you are important for the show, and but Lucas, the storyline.
Yeah, can't have a show without Lucas. Nope, we're all aware of that.
Hey, Rory, did you get my email?
Which one?
The 7th one I sent you.
Oh, the most
this
recent
month.
Did I forget to answer you?
Yeah.
Things have been falling through the cracks. There's so much. I'm so sorry.
I totally understand.
No, Danielle, can you hit me? What are the action points?
Deliria. It's Deliria.
Deliria. What were? Sorry. What did you need?
The email. Just wanted to get a response from you about, royalty checks or a little bit of a credits.
Oh, so little of that is up to me. There's a whole. I can. Mm-hmm. I'll bring it up to the team.
Okay. That sounds good.
No, it's important to me. You're very important to me. I will bring it up to the team.
Thank you, Rory. I appreciate it.
It's so good seeing all of you getting along so well after all this time.
Are we all drinking out of big pineapples, or what's the deal?
What do you want?
I guess I'll get a. What is this in the big?
It's a Cosmo.
It's a Cosmo?
Everything we've ordered has been somewhat disappointing, so expect it to be a little off, but just grab what you want. It's cheap.
Do they have something more obnoxious than the big pineapple? They've got to, right?
Oh yeah, and they have I'm trying to think of a drink name that could fit cannon or something.
Oh, a cannon. Maybe it comes in a ship.
It's just called shots, but they shoot it at you.
It's called shots. It's delivered in a pirate ship where the cannons hold the shot glasses, and it's this big obnoxious sailing ship that just gets dropped down on the table. On that note, what was the name of our ship in the game?
The Nomad.
The Nomad?
Nomad. That's a good one.
Is that when Lucas shows up?
We can see the parking lot. What does Lucas pull up in?
It's a rental. It's a rental, but it's an SUV, far more than I would need to get around. And I pull up to the parking lot, get out the car, I have sunglasses on.
You know what? Wait, it's not even a rental. You show up in an Uber Black.
Uber Black.
You only show up in an Uber Black. No matter, you could go 6 blocks and you rent an Uber Black.
Amazing. Yes, I show up in an Uber Black. I step out of the back seat. Today's outfit is white Keds, red plaid skinny jeans, gray members only jacket, black shirt, very simple underneath.
Wow.
Round rimmed sunglasses. I step out, look up at the big ahoy sign with the wave car, like wooden carving, painted painted chipped blue. I look at the Google Maps thing that my assistant sent me. I think this is it. I squint up at it. I take off the sunglasses. Yeah, I think this is it. Over at the Uber driver. Thank you. 5 stars. All right. bit of a smile, and I walk in.
You can see Andrea waving through the glass.
I'll squint and put the actual glasses on as I walk in.
You get a couple people looking as you walk in. Like, there's recognition right away. You just get recognized now.
I cross the threshold into Ahoy, and I look around to see if try and what the calculation here is. What is the route that will pass the least amount of people?
There's only a few people that are young in here. So really, it's only the employees who recognize you. Everyone else is like a 60-year-old dude. Whenever they mention TikTok, it's the TikTok, right? Like, that's
yes.
the kind of vibe you got here.
Amazing. I love that.
You like these places because you can just be pretty much anonymous.
Perfect. I make my way to the table.
Hey, man. And like, Jacob's your friend, but it's weird now because you're famous and Jacob sucks up to that kind of bullshit. So he's acting a little weird around you. Yeah.
Smell that from a mile away.
Hey, man. Hey. I'm really glad you made it.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Jacob. Hi. I'm glad I found the place. This is. I'm gonna pull up a. Can I borrow this chair? Thank you. No. Put up at the edge of the table just because the booth looks like it's a little crowded.
The waiter's there right away. Hey. What would you like?
I'll if there's like a cocktail menu, I'll take a look at it.
Here you go.
Thank you.
It's Andrea.
Actually, for now, I'm good. Thank you. Maybe I'll order some food a bit later.
The waiter just nods and stands there, then realizes you're done. Oh, okay, sure, and then walks off to the bar, 5 feet away, where they are clearly whispering to all the other people about you.
When they leave and they turn, I'm gonna pull out of my jacket pocket what looks like a White Claw.
No one's gonna question you.
Yeah, open it and just take a sip. So it's good, great seeing everyone. This is awesome. We haven't done this in so long.
20 years,
give or take.
20 years. I set the drink down, and it's not a White Claw. It's some startup company that is making a seltzer that has CBD infusions in it.
What is it called?
Chills.
Oh, with a Z.
Yes, with a Z.
Yeah, chills with a Z. Absolutely.
What is the particular combo fusion of chills that you're drinking right now?
Black cherry and lime.
Of course it is black cherry. Black cherry hides anything, including the taste of weed. All right, yeah. Perfect. So listen, guys, I just want to say this means a lot to me. I've been really excited about this for a while. I was wondering if it was okay if we played a slightly different game.
Wait, me too?
Yeah, you too. Actually, I want you to play too. I have ideas for all of you, okay?
What?
It's been a long time, right? And I don't know how much you guys are all into gaming still, but it's changed a lot. And there's a lot of like indie companies who are putting out some really interesting stuff. And I've been talking to this guy about this real clever game. It has special dice, and I had to work to get these dice. And as I say that, I pull out an ornate wooden box and I place it down in the middle of the table. It's got little silver feet. It looks very old, like it was made like at least 100 years ago. It has every little inlaid piece of wood has clearly been hand carved and laid in. This took a lot of work. It looks expensive, especially for a dice box. And he just places that in the middle of the table. but I need to know that's okay with everyone, because I know we all kind of came expecting something. So what do you think about this? You want to go on a journey with me?
You didn't want to ask Naomi?
Well, we didn't. I did. Naomi did not respond well, and then didn't respond at all. So.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Hashtag we don't speak of Naomi.
Oh.
Sorry, that's just something we say in the fandom.
Yeah, no, I get it. And you know, Naomi's got her own feelings about the show, and I don't want to push anything. So I just kind of, instead of Naomi being here, Andrea's here.
Wait, I'm like, wow. Okay.
You're new Naomi, but you're not playing Naomi. You're playing your own character. But because Naomi can't be here, I thought you'd be great.
So I gotta know, if we're gonna do this, then what's the catch, right? Like, what's this new sponsorship deal that we're going to have our names attached to? Like, what's going on?
Please don't say it sucks.
There's nothing attached to this. Okay, I know before it was a lot about money, and I know that caused some of the problems we originally had. I recognize that was totally on me. This is not about money. We're not gonna record this. We're not gonna do anything with it. We're just playing this game for us. We're gonna do something for the fans at the convention this weekend. But I thought we'd do something for us first.
And you don't want to finish what we started?
We'll do that on stage. But I figured tonight we should play a game with us to kind of remind us why we did this, get us kind of like in the juice again before we go out on stage.
Like a trial run or like a rehearsal?
Practice game.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love this.
Okay, awesome. Then I've got something to share with you all. And I pick up this box. I lift up the lid of this box, and there must be lights on it, like a little LED lights. Jacob was always about presentation. He tried bringing a smoke machine into the recording once. Like he was always
audio only.
Yeah, for audio only, exactly.
Immersive.
There's some kind of lighting because the dice light up. They are these beautiful, clear, crystal dice, each in a shade of ocean blue. It almost feels like there's an ocean within them. You can almost see the water moving. You can almost hear the waves. Every one of them is unique. Every one of them feels a little bit different. I pick up the D4 and I turn to Fern. Fern, this is the D4. This is your dice. There are no other dice in this game that are like this. This one is special. This one is yours. Use it well, Dictator. And I hand it over.
She receives it from you and puts on her glasses and she squints at it. Dictator, that seems extreme?
The die feels sharp on its edges, a little too sharp, and the balance in it feels strange, as if there's an actual liquid in it, sloshing from side to side. I grab my next die. This is a D8, and I turn to Andrea. Andrea, this is the only D8 in the game. This is your dice. This die is special. This die is unique. Use it well. Emotion night. And I place it in your hand.
Andrea is just squeaking on like hypersonic levels right now.
Dogs start barking outside.
I pick up the D10 and I turn to Lucas. Lucas, this die is the only die like it in the entire game. This die is special. This die is yours. Use it well, Neo. And I place the die in your hand.
Oh, like the movie. Was
Like
it
the movie.
Oh, that's
put it up
pretty
to the light.
cool.
You know what? Keep that in mind. Just like the Matrix.
And I'm like admiring it by putting it up against like one of the lights and stuff, trying to catch the light, the inside of it.
For a moment, it almost is like you fall into the die. You can almost see into it, and it feels almost like you're looking deeper into it, and you swear for just a moment you can see the tiniest ship on the tiniest ocean inside the die. I pull out the D12. Deliria. This is the only D12 in the entire game. This die is special. This die is yours. Use it well, Godbinder. And I place it in your hand.
Oh, Godbinder, I like that. Oh, this is fun.
I think you're gonna like this character quite a lot. And lastly, but not least, the D6. Rory, this die is not special at all. It is just like every other die in the game. It's not unique in any way. This die is yours, fool. Use it well.
Sorry, Godbinder over here gets a special 12-sided die, only one.
Listen, you've got to just give me a little bit of trust on this. Just give me like 20 to 30 minutes of headway, and I promise you, you're gonna come around.
Everyone else got a cool name, Jacob.
I've always been the creative one.
Rory, you're special. Special to me.
Thank you, Fern. I'm like 3 shots deep into this pirate ship.
You're just grabbing him out of the ship. Come
Unloading
here.
the cannon.
I'm taking a whole broadside to get through this evening. And last but not least, and I lift the D20 up, I play the Master. This is my die. It is unique and special, and it's mine. And I grab it, I place it down in front of me, and I put up my hands, then gesture for each of us to take hands in a circle. Andrea's right on top of it.
Hands are incredibly clammy. Whoever is touching Andrea is just like,
Oh,
he's sweating profusely right now.
are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. This is the greatest day of my life.
Well, I hope it's only going to get better. I want you all to hold hands. We're going to close our eyes. I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to be in the world of die. Ready? Close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. As soon as I say 1, it's like my voice reverberates as trumpets. There is a shaking of the ground. You all pop your eyes open and look around. Everyone else seems to feel it and see it too. You all think earthquake, and then there is a blinding light through the windows to the point where you all have to cover your eyes. When your hands go down, you find yourself in a room much like the one you were just in. It is older, more rustic in form and function, made from wood that is hand-tooled and worn. The room is open to the sky, its roof consumed by fire that still smolders at the edges. Charred corpses litter the floor and pile up at the exit. Miraculously, a single shelf behind the bar remains untouched, displaying a trio of glass bottles that glisten with deep ambers and vibrant neons. You sit at the only unbroken table, your clothes and bodies the same, with your single die before you.
Did someone spike my drink?
Fucking hell, Jacob whispers, staring at his hands. When I look up at you, my face is fighting between terror and joy. It worked. It worked. Holy shit, it worked.
This was on purpose.
What do you mean? What do you mean it worked?
Did you put something in our drinks?
Are you a wizard? What happened?
Is this like an escape room? This is an escape room.
No, hold on. It's a show. It's a prank show. It's a prank show, everyone. Like, I've been on one of these before. Don't worry. There's cameras over, you know.
I swear to you it's not.
Lucas, what did you do?
Are those bodies, Jacob?
No, listen, guys, I don't know how to explain this to you. Okay, they're not real. Okay, they are real, but they're not real.
Not real.
This is, remember Jumanji?
The movie?
This is Jumanji.
No, it's not.
The remake or the original one?
No, this is real. Look, I don't know how else to explain this to you. Just watch. As I reach out, the D20 glows and rises off the table. When I close my hand, time seems to slow around us. The lights dim, the die pulsates and rises, nestles against my open palm. A prismatic energy explodes along my arm, racing across my body and down my legs as I lift off the ground. My thin frame grows bronze and muscular. A shock of hair explodes from my head and settles past my shoulders in thick, coal-black waves. My clothes shred and are replaced by a pair of open, flowy black silk sleeves that cover my arms and connect via a thin strap across my bare chest. Along my back, a hood forms, ending in a long, thin cape. My legs and feet are bare, covered in a silver-edged rectangular loincloth that ends a few inches above the ground. A series of 5 thin onyx discs appear along a silver belt at my waist. My eyes crackle with pink and violet energy, and my voice echoes with a clarion ring as if formed by trumpets. We can be anything we imagine here. As my feet touch back to the ground.
I need to sit over there and meditate for a second. I don't feel so well. I'm a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of energy happening here that's just not meshing well.
There's so much energy.
I want to poke him.
A little teeny shock.
Oh.
But otherwise than that, it's flesh. It's me, but boy, am I ripped now.
Okay.
Fern is getting up and looking behind you and examining and
This looks like a bar that caught on fire and locked people inside. That is the vibe you're getting from this bar.
She waves her hands. It's not a projection.
No, he's very real.
No, it's real-ish.
Well, okay, then what happened?
Andrea is just still giggling and rocking a little bit and just like passing hands through his hair, and he's just gonna grab the D8 in front of him.
Describe your magical girl transformation, please.
Grabbing the D8 and he's just laughing and laughing and laughing, and he keeps laughing, and his mouth splits open and falls backwards, and his entire body just pulls itself inside out. And his hair turns into this very anime boy style, just full white spikes backwards. The D8 just appears as a little pendant over his left ear, and he's just wearing this teal aquamarine armor. Energy comes out of him, with the torso part is a face in a expression of dull surprise, just over the chest. And he's just wearing this full teal and aquamarine armor, and he whips out his hand and he just goes, This is amazing, Jacob. Fucking hell.
What's your weapon?
And as he looks at his hand, he sees this chain start snaking the way down his arm and rolling into his hand. And he just gives it a couple of whips around in the air, and it just makes this incredible sonic little whip as it whisks through the air and brings it down. It's this is, I don't know what I expected, but you're right. It's so much better than the best day of my life. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's just great.
Says a voice in your head.
Jacob?
Yeah, I'm right here. You look amazing. I mean, you look amazing. That was kind of intense, but you look great.
I do, right? I do.
Yeah, you look fine.
I look down at the chain.
It's talking to you.
Hey, so I guess we're stuck with each other now.
Okay, I still surprised, a little less excited, but you are...
I'm the weapon. Does the name matter?
I guess. Hey, guys, grab the die. It's amazing. Who are you? What do you mean you're the weapon?
I'm your weapon. I'm the weapon. What do you want to call me? Chain. Does it matter? Who else are you gonna be referring to? You got a lot of talking weapons?
I don't actually. I'm just a little. I've never spoken to. You have a hook at the end? There's a hook at the end of my chain, guys.
Who are you talking to?
Tell them you're talking to me.
I'm just holding up this like chain with like.
There's no point in denying it. Just tell them you're talking to me.
I'm talking to my chain hook.
There you go. That sounds real.
Amazing. I would like to leave. Right? Is leaving
Yes,
a choice.
I would also.
No, but look, like Jacob's gone through so much trouble to put this together. I mean, just no, Rory.
You're talking to a chain and your face just broke, and I don't even know you. I want to go home.
I know.
Wait
Guys,
a second.
I know this is intense.
Wait, did you say I was Godbringer earlier?
Godbinder.
No.
I mean, where's the paper? Where are the pencils? I thought this was going to be just a lovely afternoon catching up with you kids.
Fern, you're like 3 years older than us.
Delira takes the die in her hand, and as she does, her skin starts to peel back against her arm, trickling down her body, and you see this red flesh, this muscle, all the flesh that's underneath her skin sort of like pop out, and her eyes turn a glowing dark red, and her hair flips back as if it's just sort of like falling off, and in its place is a veil. As she's doing this, as she's just like holding out her hands, she's just like sort of floating above the air, you know, just a little bit before falling down and breathing heavily. You see that there is leather just strapping itself all over her. Sort of kind of hot, but kind of weird at the same time.
Leather almost as skin.
Almost as skin. It's kind of gross, but kind of, you know, whatever. A set of knives that sort of poke out from underneath her skin. They make their way nestled into her legs as if they found a home, like parasites, just like digging themselves into the flesh of an animal. Across her body, there are these glowing symbols that just appear as if they're etching themselves all over her. And she looks around and she's just like, okay, that feels pretty good. You know what? I'm kind of into this.
What god hears your testimony? Replay is sponsored by Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game books, and accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of our products are handcrafted in Canada. We're dedicated to creating gaming spaces that are safe, accessible, and welcoming to everyone. As gamers ourselves, we believe in offering quality products that we would use at our own table. Find us at your friendly local gaming store, at conventions, and online at www.adventuredice.ca.
My patron god
Get one? That's cool.
That's so exciting.
is the Eldritch god.
Oh, yes.
What is your Eldritch god's name?
They choose to not have a name. They choose to be unknown.
As you pick up this die and make this transformation, you're like, yeah, you know what? This feels good. This feels powerful. You get a chill in the best possible way. It starts from the back of your neck, goes right up across your ears, and ends at your temples. And it's this invigorating chill. And this voice just seems to envelop you.
Hello, my dear.
Ooh.
It is so good to hear another. It has been so long and so very lonely.
Ooh. Do you all hear that too? Is it getting hot in here?
Is the chain talking to you as well?
I don't know. What does your chain sound like?
Yeah, I don't sound like that.
Kind of over it.
Fucking drama king. I know this guy. Just let him go, or it's gonna be a whole thing.
You don't hear this god, you don't see this god, but the space behind Deliria seems to darken and widen at the same time.
Does anyone else see that? No.
I am for your eyes only. The non-believers will not see me.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna go that way for just a brief moment. I will be right back.
At the back of this restaurant, much like the previous one, is this mural, this hand-painted seascape in the background. It's a bunch of ships. There's a bright light through a broken cloud, and where that light's hitting the water, a leviathan, something deep and dark is rising up from the ocean, and you can only see a few tentacles and the suggestion of something much larger underneath. As you walk towards that mural, it shifts and the water bubbles and a face emerges from this creature, just eyes and teeth and the darkness of the void of the ocean.
Hello, my child.
I fall to my knees and I have my arms outstretched. Whatever you need from me, I am yours.
It is so good to hear it, but this is a two-way street. I will not ask for more than you can provide, and you will not provide more than I ask. Just promise me this. In the end, the waves will cover them all.
I promise.
Good. What is it that you want of me?
I want power. I want people. I want the things that Lucas has.
You shall have it all and more.
You now can cast 3 spells. Alex, would you explain this, because you know this a little bit better than I do?
So the way that the Godbinder works is your special power, as we said, is you have a level 1 relationship with the Eldritch God. You can appeal to any other divinity as well if there's anything you want them to do for you, but it's not for free. Everything will come at a cost. That is, will be decided between you and the Game Master. With the Eldritch God, you get a special scripture. Scripture is the name of spells in the game. To use a scripture as an action, you roll your wisdom dice pool plus your d12. You only use your d12 whenever you're doing something related to the gods. You need to roll at least 1 success, which is a 4 or higher, on any of the dice that you roll in the pool.
Including your D12.
Yeah.
Just 4 or higher is always a success on any die.
If you roll a 1 on the d12, you automatically gain god debt. So you will owe 1 to whatever god the spells you were using by.
I love this.
Terrifying.
So the special scripture that you get with the Eldritch God is Sacrificial Knife. Summon an unholy blade of eldritch design to use, inflict 1 wound on yourself, and gain number of advantages equal to your level in the god on your attack. Special, which means you roll a 6 or higher on any 1 die. If it hits a living target, remove 1 debt to the Eldritch God.
All in. Sign contract. Where do I spill my blood? I'm here.
The other 3 scriptures that you get are Noun Blast, and you can choose to change that noun every time you cast it, which is basically just a of something. It could be Tentacle Blast, could be Void Blast, could be Eldritch Blast. You can choose every time you change it, as long as it relates to the Eldritch God. You can heal, and you can detect Noun. So again, anything within a short distance. You can detect Void, detect non-Euclidean geometry, detect Tentacle. Something to do with the Eldritch God. So you roll your wisdom pool plus your d12, if you roll at least 1 4, it works, and then you count how many 4s, how many 6s, and that's how many successes you get.
All of your characters have 6 main statistics, also called stats, measuring how capable they are within a broad range of activity. Strength is physical prowess, punching things, lifting stuff, kicking down doors. Yeah! Dexterity is nimbleness and skill, shooting, sneaking, throwing knives, breakdancing. Constitution is your general health, fitness, and ability to keep going when injured. Wisdom is your understanding of the world. Most things involving gods use wisdom. Intelligence is specific knowledge, mainly wizardly shit and things involving computers. Charisma is persuasion, charm, and human interactions. All the talking bits. Your stats are represented by a number between 0 and 4. The average person's score on each is 2. Your personas all have 2 in every stat. A stat of 3 is on par with the most competent people on Earth. A stat of 4 is significantly better than anyone on Earth. Someone with a dexterity of 4 can perform gymnastics without fail at the level of an Olympian without any training whatsoever. A stat of 5 is beyond human and, at least for now, unobtainable. As you transform into your Paragons, you have 2 points to spend on your stats. You can raise 2 stats by 1 point, or 1 stat by 2 points.
It's a d6 for everything. It's a 4 and above is a success. A 6 and above is a special.
Is there anything else you want to know, my child?
Where are we?
A world called Die. I take it your master was not forthcoming.
He was, but I wasn't really listening, to be honest.
They're all liars, all of them in their own way. Why do you think they tell so many stories?
This is true.
You only need to listen to me. Your friends will be important. You'll need them to survive. This is not a welcoming world, but you should know the rules at the very least. And the rules are simple. You can leave whenever you wish, but you all must choose to leave together. Should any of you refuse, should you all fail to make a choice that you agree on together.
And as they say that, the whole bar begins to rumble as like a slight aftershock is passing through the area.
Then this world will crumble and take your souls along with it.
Thank you for this gift, this power, this light. Do you mind if I go tell my friends about all of this that you just told me? I feel like I am leaving them out in all of this, and they should probably know.
I entrust you with all of my wisdom and all of my knowledge. Go forth. Share it however you wish.
Thank you. She gives like a awkward bow and just like goes back to the room.
Thank you, Walter Bringer.
Hey, everyone, so you know all that stuff that Jacob was telling us about earlier, it's true?
Huh?
See? It's true.
I played a game exactly like this, and we role played it, but right now it's real. The only way that they broke out of it was just to play along, just to go with the roles that were assigned to them, and then it's like it's fantasy make believe, but they played to their tropes and were rewarded with escape. I think that's what's going on here. That's what the Jumanji games were about.
Jumanji. You're just asking me to do Jumanji with you.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I don't know, Rory, what your hang up is, but
Lucas,
I'm not gonna fall for it, and I'm gonna grab the D10.
Please describe your magical girl transformation, Kappa.
As I pull the D10 back and I rear back to a standing position, I slip into a hold created under me. Who knows?
Just vanish.
I am stretched infinitely thin in this hole. I am falling at the speed of darkness. I feel stretched, I feel prodded, I feel smashed, my bones are breaking, my skin is adapting. Fire is there. I fall, I get singed, I fall through water. The cooling mist heals whatever burns. I'm naked, falling through air into a point of light. And as I approach that point of light, the shadows wisp onto my body, getting thicker and thicker. And exactly in the spot that I was, almost instantly, as soon as I had slipped and fell through, I fall in a great puff of smoke. And my form has changed. I'm wearing form-fitting clothes except for a pouty jacket that is black and lined with gold thread. Embroidered on the back is reminiscent of an oblong in shape, golden coin that sits around the lucky cat paw.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Behind me are 9 tails kind of flicking back and forth, and one of them is tipped red. And as I stand up and open my eyes, you can see that my eyes have changed. The same red of the middle tail tip. And I stand up, full height, look around. Whew. How long was I gone?
Yeah, it was like 5 seconds.
I've been falling for like 20.
Oh no, you just like vanished into smoke and you just like came back. It was cool.
I feel good. And I'm like flexing my hands and like feel that I'm unfamiliar with the amount of strength that is now present in my body. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, whoa, what are these? I have a tail.
You got a bunch of them, dude. You got a bunch of tails.
Okay.
Can you like move them? And I like kind of like poke one of them. Can you feel that?
Yeah, no, yeah, that felt ticklish. Don't do that.
Oh, sorry. I know what tail etiquette is, man. I'm sorry.
No, neither do I. We're learning. We're learning. I'm gonna take one of the tails and try and wrap it around the white claw.
Chills.
As soon as you think about that black cherry and lime, whatever it was, chills. The second you picture it in the tail just lashes out, the middle one, the red tipped one, and cleanly wraps around that can and carries it right over to you, doesn't spill a drop. All the other tails, you understand them, they move and part ways so that this can gets to you cleanly, but they all work together and you can feel them all individually. And their dexterity is beyond anything you've ever experienced or even could imagine.
I am carefully, like my face is incredulous, but it's moving towards my face, and I'm just like, Rory, Fern, you've got to try this.
Lucas, you look incredible, first of all. Step on me. Sorry, that's inappropriate. It's just something we say in the fandom. I'm sorry.
What would you say?
Nothing, no, it's fine. It just, Deliria, the name, you really grew into it.
Thank you.
This is, there's there's a lot of fandom. We had a lot of monster fuckers, and this is gonna do.
I feel like I kind of look like Pinhead.
It's like, yes. Oh my God, such delights to show us. Yes. Rory, Fern, you need to get in on this. This is honestly amazing. And you start swinging the chain around.
As you do that, and you're doing it beautifully, by the way, like you have total control over it. It's scary for a second.
It's full control.
Total control. Wraps around their body, steps out of it, puts their leg out, the chain goes around. Total mastery over this weapon to the point where you all feel very comfortable, despite the fact that it's swinging around the room. As they're doing that, they're starting to make a noise with it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And then all of a sudden, as light explodes and two gigantic forms descend through the open ceiling and land down around you. 16-foot tall giants of chrome and light. These perfect beings, perfect future beings made out of a metal that's also liquid, but is also light. And they land on either side of you, one red, one blue. And they speak in unison.
Hello, Neo. We are the Fair.
Just like the movie.
Now it's the Matrix. I thought it was Jumanji.
Okay. The Fair.
Yes.
Oh, hold on, and I'm gonna pat my. I have like a notebook or something just for.
You need nothing.
And they wave their hand, and a visor appears. What does the visor look like?
This is cool. Okay, the visor like floats. It's not like any physical visor. It's like a hollow projection just out of nowhere. It slides open from the center out to my like wrapping around my ears, and you all see the hollow projection has like pointed cat ears.
Perfect.
And as I'm looking around, like your face's highlight for a quick second, and then underneath your face reads out your name. It gives me various information about things.
Name, class, power level.
So I don't know what these numbers mean, but like there's like numbers and symbols next to them. I look down at my drink. It says like 5 calories, all that,
5 milligrams of THC detected. Consumption will require a constitution save, difficulty 1, or you will roll with disadvantage for the next hour.
Oh, okay. That's a lot. The fair. I want to note this down. The Fair.
And it spells out on your visor as FAIR.
Okay. The Fair.
Yes.
Are you like my Jiminy Cricket? You're supposed to guide me like through whatever this is. What's going on? I'm down to play. I just need to know the rules.
The Fair look to each other and look back at you.
We are primary among the things that will happen.
Okay, I know this. One of you tells the truth. One of you always tells a lie. I have to figure it out, right?
There are things that either happen or do not happen. Should you ask us if something will happen or will not happen, we will answer it. We are always honest.
My face is growing just not necessarily annoyed or frustrated, just puzzled.
Deliria, you hear,
Are the Fair exactly what they say and nothing of what they say? Believe everything. Trust none. Ask your questions carefully. Everything they say will happen.
The one and true only God is, as someone, I have a hunch that you should be careful.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. The Fair.
Yes.
Why do I have like this hyper technology and everyone else has, your standard fare of... I look over at Andre,
excitingly waving the chain around,
whirling the chain around. I see, I look at Deliria, who looks just like freaking epic in all the gear.
You have exactly what you are meant to possess. Minus one gift.
What is the gift? What is the Neo tech you have chosen for your character?
I came to this thinking I would know.
It's the die effect, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna know in the moment. I'm gonna go with the blink teleporter.
Hell yeah. Okay, so what upgrade are you taking for it?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna do the Shift TK. I can teleport small nearby objects.
The fair turn to each other and nod. And the red one points to a bottle sitting on the bar.
The bottle being in your hand is among the things that happen.
Okay.
You lift your hand.
Get over here. And the beer bottle disappears in a wisp of smoke and appears in a similar wisp of smoke in my hand.
Almost like a night crawler bamf from over there and into your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. And that's just any time? I don't have like a cooldown or anything? Not like
The blue fair answers.
There are procedures. When met, you may use this ability at will.
In your visor, there is a bar, like almost like a battery bar, where your blink teleporter appears on your visor. There's also now a coin slot has opened. Where has this coin slot appeared on you?
What?
It is on my left wrist, right here.
When your hand folds back, it opens up, and then it normally stays shut, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I flare my hand open and the coin slot opens up.
The red fair opens their hand, and inside their hand is a singular coin, like a Mario coin, this perfect video game coin made metal.
The first one is free. The others you will need to gather on your own. They will appear every morning at dawn. Use them well, Neo.
And then the fair simply leave. They didn't disappear, they didn't vanish. The fair being here is simply no longer among the things that happen.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna grab the coin, and as soon as it changes possession, it morphs into that Obon coin.
The text becomes a name. This name is Daniel. You don't know a Daniel, it doesn't ring a bell, but this coin has a name.
And I'm going to look, I'm going to start like moving it towards my wrist slot.
There's a hum in your wrist. There's an energy. You can feel this connection. Joy floods through you. An explosion of physical and mental joy like you have not felt.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
As soon as you put it in, your abilities are hypercharged for a moment. Before, you feel like you could just blink around the room. Now, you feel like you could jump across a football field and back. You might be able to go even further or faster. But boy, have you never felt power like this before?
I'm holding on to the bar for support because I'm not used to like this sheer amount of power.
You lean to the bar for support and you teleport the entire bar to the other side of the room. Vanishes from where it is, and you and the bar appear 50 feet on the other side, right by the bay window.
We're near the rest of the rest of everyone back at the table.
You're like 50 feet away now. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone want some drinks?
Guys, I know this is all crazy. I know, Rory, I know, but listen, trust me. This place can be anything we want. I pluck another onyx token off of my belt and toss it across the floor. It clatters to a rest against the bar and explodes into a ball of pulsating energy. Bolts of pink and purple explode from the ball, restoring everything they touch. The mahogany of the bar shines under dozens of polished brass lanterns that swing from iron chains appearing beneath a reforming ceiling. As the energy washes over the corpses, they dissolve into shining glitter that swirls around the room and reforms into people, frozen in time all around you. When the last timbers of the roof lock into place and brightly painted doors snap back onto their hinges, Jacob stands. Guys, please. I need this. We can make something truly amazing here. I snap my fingers, and the bar comes back to life. Music and people. Waiter with a tray of drinks almost slams into Roy. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. You guys all set? You guys all right? Great. Listen, I'll be right over here. It's a little busy tonight, but just call on me. And start serving drinks, and everyone just seems to be having a good time. None of them are acting in any way like they were just corpses on the ground. None of them seem to have any recognition that the bar was destroyed or they were dead. They just are going about their lives.
Andrea is just chuckling and just going, hey, I know this place. Fun. You fucking drew this place. It's... Do you guys not recognize it?
You all are starting to realize this was the bar in your game. You know this place. You've all been here.
It's Sherman's Shack. It's Sherman's Shack. When you met in the tavern, you all meet in a tavern, you meet in Sherman's Shack. In episode 0 of the first season, and then again, you find it as the ruins in the second season.
Why, of course it's Sherman's Shack. What else would it be? As Sherman steps out from behind the bar, got a little bit of a pork belly going, a little older now, right? But big, huge red beard, one eye patch, got a little parrot that flies around the bar. Of course it's still Sherman's. It'll be Sherman's until the day I die. Good to see you all. Your adventures must have taken you wide, for it has been some time since you've been in my bar. Drinks for them all! Drinks for my friends!
Wait, hold. If this is Sherman's, like actually Sherman's, you have a fire belly salmon surprise. And it's not on any menu you have posted. We made this together. Can you bring me that dish?
Sherman looks to you, and there's a look on his face. It could be pain, it could be confusion, and there's a weird energy and a bit of a rumble in the room around you. Everyone takes a drink at the exact same time, and then the rumble stops. Well, yes, of course we do. Of course we do. It's our most well-known sandwich. I'll have it right up for you. 2 sloppy poppies. Come on, bring them out.
That was weird, right? I look over at Fern and Roy.
I don't know what's happening.
You turned into Neo from the Matrix, and then you broke Sherman, who is real. Right?
Okay, there might be a little bit of trouble, like, adapting. It's hard for me to talk to you guys and adapt story elements at the same time.
I mean, it wasn't the sloppy poppies. That was only like a later addition that like someone brought in as like a fan suggestion. I don't see why if this is the thing that it should be. I mean, it's great, but it's not quite right. I said, I'm just gonna grab like the first waiter that I see.
It's just a lot to like talk to you and also make decisions. It's just a lot. That's all. I'll get used to it. Don't worry.
You're making decisions?
Well, I mean, kind of like I can feel what the world wants, and it listens to me. So I'm kind of in control, but not like exactly.
You're the GM.
Yeah, but I'm also like a player, is the best way I can describe it. Like, I'm in the world too, and it's just a little hard to focus.
That's why you got the D20.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I got the D20. And my cheat tokens. I can cheat.
Okay.
Cheat tokens?
Grab the waiter.
What?
Just like the old days. Jacob gets to cheat.
Do you still have those cheat tokens on you?
He's still got 4 of them on his belt.
That waiter that I grab, I just turn them around, drag them in front of Jacob, and say, "Do you know who this is?"
The waiter looks at me, and again, there's a slight rumble, maybe a little bit more intense this time. One of the beers falls off the table, and he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, of course, Jacob." Oh, it's such a strange name. Jacob, yeah, I know Jacob. He was here years ago and brought you all here. And I've heard the tales. I'm a little new here, but I've heard of you guys. I mean, I've heard of the water bearers. And he says it real quietly.
I drew all this. What? You're the reason I can't call 911 right now. She has her phone. She's holding it in the air. She's very stern about it. She's not shaking. Jacob, turn on the Wi-Fi right now.
There's no Wi-Fi here. There's no phones here. That doesn't exist. I mean, I could, well, actually, you know what? And he reaches and he plucks one of his cheat tokens and he grabs your phone and he looks at it for a second and he's like, and he just kind of like jams the cheat token in where the little card should be, where the little SIM card should be. And he has to like really crank it in there. He's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh."
It's the oldest phone ever.
Yeah, hey, here you go. And hands it back to you, hands your flip phone back to you with its new SIM card. And it powers up and it gets a signal.
And she brings it to her ear and she tries to dial 911. What happens?
Thank you for calling your local constable.
Yes, I seem to be going through some kind of breakdown.
All of our officers are currently on patrol or engaged with other citizens. If this is an emergency, please hang up and yell as loud as you can.
Oh, then she closes her phone. Rory, please, what is happening?
We're in Jacob's wizard world that he transported us into. You seem to think it's like a mental breakdown you're having. I fully accepted that I'm here, but I want to go home.
Rory, I'm afraid.
Oh, guys, don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid. Nothing can hurt you here.
My life was simple. I went to work. I had my lunch that I packed. I had tea when I went home, and I had a bedtime. What is this?
Vern, you have to understand. You created this world.
I was a guest.
You drew it. You brought it to life.
Yeah, you can bring anything to life, really.
I mean, look at this menu. This is your handwriting.
It is, isn't it? And she looks at it, admiring it.
It wasn't at first. It was some font. But as you look at it, it shifts to your hand right away.
Oh, no. Fun. Just imagine if this is what Sherman's looks like as a real place, don't you want to see outside?
You don't understand. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of what's going to happen. I'm afraid of what I will do. And the point of her die is poking through her fingers and she's clutching it really hard.
It hurts. It's cutting into your flesh, but it also feels good.
Thorns come shooting out from between her fingers, cover her arms. They go all the way up to her neck. She's screaming. Her whole body is covered in thorns. The long librarian skirt that she was wearing puffs up and it moves upward. She's wearing a slip. It's very, tasteful.
Of course, naturally.
Kind of zips up to close her in like a blossom. You hear a quiet crescendo of a scream. It starts very guttural, like coughing and trying to get something out from your throat. It gets louder and louder and pitches to a shriek. The clothing material sort of starts to look organic. It starts to, you start to see kind of chlorophyll veins moving upward. It blooms. She has been stretched out. She's tall, slender. Her face is more oval and pointed. Her hair is now straight but pulled into this very elegant bun with, little brass jewelry and set into her hair. She's wearing a sleeveless, ruffle kind of turtleneck, very, very slender leotard like a gymnast. And then the bottom blooms into a giant tulle ball gown. As the petals are falling and as she's blooming, 2 ribbons come fluttering down in a spiral. Like 2 green ribbons, they're satin, and she's holding them like a rhythm dancer.
What is the first word you say?
She whispers, "Terror."
It's so quiet, but you all hear it as if it was whispered directly into your ear. And for a moment, all of you feel a shock of terror. A little quickening of your heartbeat, a little catch of the air in your throat. All of you feel afraid for that one moment, just with the slightest whisper. And you know, Fern, instinctually, that you now have 2 voices. You have your normal voice, and then you have the voice. And when you use the voice, you can feel the power behind it. When the voice is used, things happen. Always. When your special die is rolled, it always succeeds. It just depends how much it succeeds and how much you take from the person you're using the voice on.
Her specialty is in apprehension, fear, and terror. She's twirling as she lands.
That's so cool. You guys look amazing.
Yeah, they all look great.
Says your Chain. Says Chain. I'm just gonna call them Chain.
Yeah, they're great. I haven't seen this 10 times before. Hopefully you make it.
What? Sorry, say, Chain? Say that again? What do you mean?
Hopefully you make it.
Folks, the Chain says, hopefully we make it.
Andrea, do you have a god as well?
They have a pale imitation, a chained being, no pun intended. They are trapped within the weapon, bitter and angry, struggling against their own chains. Not like you, darling. You have access to the infinite. They have a toy.
Hey, Chain, are you a god?
Andrea, you don't have a god, actually. Sorry, I take that back. I take what I just said back. What you have is clearly inferior to my god.
Oh, well, I mean...
Don't listen to them. She's got her own chain now. You just can't see him.
I think I feel like this is starting to get a little personal, so maybe, Rory, are you gonna grab your die? Because, everyone's in on this.
You all are so terrifying. You're so terrifying.
Rory, this is gonna be whatever you want it to be. And also, we can leave anytime we want to. All we have to do is hold hands and say we want to leave.
I don't want to leave.
I don't want to leave either, but we can anytime you want to. We just have to agree. That's all.
I'm certainly not gonna let you all do it by yourselves. Because apparently you're gonna die. Maybe. You should have done this when we were 17 and friends and stupid kids, because Jacob, I have not wanted to be a fool in so long, and I don't remember what it feels like, and I'm gonna slam my hand on the die.
Awesome. Please describe your magical girl transformation.
I slam my hand on the die, and it sort of crumbles into golden glitter, and my hands fly across over my face instinctually as the skin does, as I have felt it wanting to for weeks now, begin to peel and flake off. And I rise on a sort of stage that is appearing directly below me. It goes high enough that you can't see what's going on with the face peeling away situation. And I'm just rotating atop this stage like a ballerina in a music box. Spotlights appear above, and it's very magical girl in the sense that it's just like suddenly lights and fabrics and shapes.
It's like Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah.
A stage appears, lights appear, yeah.
And you're just seeing snippets of things as they change, that like perfectly pulled back braid pulls apart and fades into something short and choppy, like when you take scissors to it on an impulse at 3 a.m. and realize the next day that actually you like it that way and it falls nicely.
Yeah.
The spinning gets a little slower. The gold glitter it's falling all over the floor. It's real glitter. It's gonna be baked into this place. The hands are still over the face, but the outfit has entirely shifted into this long, like knee-length red coat that's mostly ringmaster, a little bit swashbuckler, the reds and the golds. The shoulder pads, little epaulets, the big cuffs.
Half circus, half pirate.
Half circus, half pirate is exactly where we're going around. It's black pants and big, thick leather boots.
Yes.
Ooh.
What's the hat like?
There's no hat. I want you to see the weird, choppy hair in all of its glory. I did consider hat as I was thinking the aesthetic, and I couldn't think of a good one. I almost went top hat around.
I can see it.
The spinning slows even further, and the hands pull away from the face, and you see it's so close to what it was, but there's these painted red circles on the cheeks, and the mouth is just a little too sharp at the corners. And Rory hits a deep bow, arms extended, to reveal that along the sleeves of this coat are golden wings in a perpetual state of melting into liquid and reforming, as though made of some sort of wax.
My God.
And the pillar comes down and down. The pillar and the stage is gone, but the spotlights and the glitter are not.
Oh man, Rory, you look great. It feels great, doesn't it?
It's not as bad as it looked.
Okay, then we're all on board. Well, guys, welcome back to the world of the water bearers. And as I say that, the front doors fling open and you just hear the roar of a boat in the harbor as you can see down into the town square that kind of wraps like a crescent around this beautiful aqua harbor that just twinkles in the distance, at 100 sails from 100 ships can be seen out floating in the bay. We're here, guys. We're actually here.
I think it's just a quiet sort of chuckle from Lucas. It's just like, I haven't thought about this face in years.
Are you ready to get started?
You mean there's more?
There's so much more. And I pull out another cheat token, hurl it to the ground, and a puff of dramatic purple smoke swirls up around me in this like little tornado of sparkles and pink and purple glitter and sparks, and then just all falls as if the energy collapsed and I'm gone. A moment later, the cries start up from the town square. Cries of fear and pain and hunger and rage.
Well, that's not good.
What did he do now?
Did he do that?
And then Deliria, in your head, the Deep One speaks.
They're always so dramatic.
And then warning bells start going off all over the city as terrified citizens begin streaming out of the town square.
My name is Alex Valente, pronouns he, him. I am a bisexual bilingual Britallion on Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh land. I have been a cleaner, publishing intern, waiter, scare actor, editor, university lecturer, language teacher, shop manager, and more usually, a translator. I can be found in tiny writing on the credits page of books when publishers remember to name the translator, and lurking in TTRPG spaces when people forget I'm there.
I'm Banana. My pronouns are she, they, and he, and I'm a tabletop game designer and writer. I'm also the owner and co-founder of the RPG and small box board game publishing company, Game and a Curry. I love horror movies and cheesecake a lot. You can find me at Banana Chan Games on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, all of the social media.
I'm Jen De La Vega. You might know me as Vivian Lakewood on the Shadowrun podcast Fun City, Murkesa Maldar on the Stillfleet miniseries Float City, and The Keeper on Cozy City, a Brindlewood Bay mystery. I also happen to be a chef and cookbook author based in Brooklyn, New York. You can find me online as Randwiches. That's the word sandwiches, but replace the S with an R.
My name is Haley Whipjack, and I'm an educator, podcaster, and a passionate fan of making fun things. I am a co-host, game master, and a player on TTRPG Actual Play podcast Unprepared Casters, while also pursuing personal creative projects on my TikTok and YouTube channels.
My name is Christian, better known as Cap in most online spaces. I use he, him pronouns. I am a performer, producer, and writer in the TTRPG space. I've produced, performed in, and organized events with Friends Roll Dice, Roll20, Asians Represent, Utopia, and many other groups and organizations to forward the work in uplifting marginalized identities in the TTRPG space. Occasionally, I'll appear as a guest in actual play streams, podcasts, and talk shows to lend my voice and expertise in storytelling and character-driven narratives.
And my name is Aram. I'm a producer, designer, photographer, and voice actor living in a quiet town off Lake Michigan. I'm a co-founder of the storytelling podcasting collective Dead Ghost Productions, co-host of the Dungeons & Dragons podcast Kill Every Monster, and the creator of God's Fall and of Now and Then. I also did the editing and sound design for Replay. You can find all of my shows and all of my social media at aram.gay.
Thank you for joining us for the launch of Dead Ghost Productions. We are a queer-run and owned studio and a proud member of the Realm Network.
Keep up to date with Replay and all of our projects by following us on Twitter at DeadGhostPro. Find all of our social media and all the shows we produce at deadghostpro.com. Listen to episodes of Replay early and ad-free at patreon.com/deadghostpro.